predisposed idea, like, oh, I already have my mind made up in an a priori way. I don't. I come as an agnostic, saying, I want the truth, and I want the evidence. And if the evidence
presupposition or predisposition?
Presupposition is saying, I already presuppose what I want to believe.
Right.
I have an a priori idea. That's what evolutionists do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's no evidence. I know. But go ahead.
Okay. Now, 1,000 years in advance, a guy named King David writes the form of execution that was not yet invented.
Oh, they just do that. It's all kinds of stuff.
Have you actually researched that?
Pardon?
Have you researched that? When was the first time crucifixion?
Well, who knows? There weren't newspapers back then.
No, there was. There's corroborating evidence as to what was.
Show me the paper where Jesus does the miracles and stuff.
You've never researched it. Yeah, you could Google this.
I have. Yeah, I have.
And when you Google this, when did crucifixion? You won't even get that far before it finishes the sentence for you, and you'll find out it wasn't even thought of.
Who cares about crucifixion?
Well, I'll tell you what.
The guy got nailed to a tree.
Watch this. It says, "For the dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I may tell all my bones. They look at me. They stare at me. They part my garments among them. They cast lots for my vesture." All of this is the description of what would take place 1,000 years later, and it's a form of execution that was not yet invented. As an agnostic, I begin to say, I'm sorry, I don't have an explanation for that.
Ask me a question. Ask me this question. How many forms of execution are there?
How many forms of execution are there?
I bet there's like 20,000.
Good.
Yeah.
But this one was non-existing then.
Oh,
he could have used 20,000 other ideas. But he gave the description of an execution.
Was he nailed to a stake or was he nailed to a cross?
It says a cross.
What's the Greek says it's a cross?
It was a cross.
The Gospels?
The Romans had a form of execution.
The word in the Gospels.
Have you done any research on the Roman lifestyle that actually had a form of execution?
They were really cruel, that's all I know.
That's exactly right. Now, this form of execution wasn't around because the Romans weren't around yet. The Persians, who began to think about it 500
wasn't
years.
around? In this prophecy, in this Old Testament thing?
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. How did David know that?
Gee, I don't know. He must be the smartest guy in the whole world.
You can't guess that kind of prophecy. You can't get. Let me ask you this: who's the president 50 years from now? Where's he going to be born?
President of the United States?
Yeah, 50 years from now.
Well, the way it looks now is St. Petersburg. Why?
But you don't know, do you?
No, I don't. But it's probably Russia.
Well, here's the idea. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, that's written 700 years in advance too. Yet out of thee shall come forth unto me who to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been of old from everlasting. He's going to be born in Bethlehem.
Let me ask you a question.
How do you think he knew that? I'm asking you a question. How do you think he knew that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably from the scriptures.
You should be thinking about this because nobody else has this kind of evidence except the God of the Bible.
Okay. Let's say Jesus got executed, okay? Let's say he did. And there was a following of him in what they call the Jerusalem church, okay? Let's say he did.
2020.
All right.
2020 vision says, somebody came in this world, left an impact so great that we date our calendar by that reality.
Thanks for your calendar. Let me tell you, if he got executed.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of lost track here.
What I wanted to give you, because today is my 46th birthday. I don't look 46 years old because I'm actually physically...
according to some of their calendar?
No. 46 years ago on December 28th, 1973. I'll put this up in a moment. I'm reaching for something I'll get over here. Is where I was walking on the USS Midway, which is now a museum. I got to be old with my ship in the museum, right? And I began to ask the kind of questions you're asking in all sincerity. And I would use the same kind of sarcasm as you. Until I realized...
Stop it.
Memories on the Middle. You can read that later on. Your wife will appreciate it. I think you can read that. But it would just be saying, all right, anybody who's honest around here says, I don't know. That's what I was saying.
Every time I say I don't know, I'm right.
Not just me. Well, that was back in 1973. I began to say, okay,
we're going.
I don't have an explanation to 1,973 years ago, the one who came into this world left that kind of impact. And it was not only an impact by what we could read historically, but what you could read about from a history book that was written before it happened. It's called prophecy.
Let me ask you if you know any other ancient books
That's right. I do. I know. And you know how many of them contain that kind of prophecy? Zero.
Well, no, that's the
That's the Septuagint.
that's-
Basically, that's
125 to 130 BC.
that
There's
is
the prophecies.
that is a version of the Bible.
It's a version of the Old Testament, not the New
Right.
Testament.
Right. Well,
This was written between
Okay,
130 years before Christ.
Alexander the Great.
Before Christ, right? Before Christ.
I know why they call it Septuagint. Right? It took 70 guys. Right?
Yeah, 70 guys. So that's where the Septuagint right there. That's
Listen,
the
if I
Thanks
had
for
a-
taking that. Oh,
If I had a roadmap, I'd follow the roadmap. You know what I mean? I'd write the New Testament if I knew the Old Testament.
however, you wouldn't have no way to tell me who's going to be the president 50 years from now, where he's
No.
going to be born. See, you wouldn't be
You
able
can't
to do that.
either, my friend.
No. So how did he do it here? How did Micah do it here when he says, "But you,
Because
Bethlehem"?
it's easy.
Then you do it 50 years from now. Where's he going to be born? You don't
They
know.
wrote it. They wrote it. They read it. They rewrote it.
No, because of the seal already in the Septuagint. 250 years before Christ.
Listen, when you guys go take over universities,
I've been.
Have you?
They're happy to have me there because
I
there are
bet they
people
are.
being fed one thing. They haven't got here by chance over billions of years, but actually billions of years means more time. More time is more entropy. What is entropy? Can you tell me what entropy means?
entropy is the law that tends to the natural orders to become disorderly.
Very good. So more billions of years, you don't have more complexity. You have more what?
Chaos.
Thank you very much. So that refutes evolution.
Yes, I know. Listen.